So, this is the WrestleMania 42 Night 1 review. I'll be going through every match, and we've got the WWE 2K26 giveaway going on. The second winner will be revealed tonight on my live over on TikTok. So, if you want to have a chance to win, go over to my TikTok and come in, check the pinned post, and that's all you got to do to have a chance to win the game. Congratulations to Liam Galston, he won the last one for night one. Another winner tonight, so we'll see who wins it. So let's get right into this. We're going to go in order of the matches. So we'll start with the Usos and LA Knight versus the Vision and Speed. To be honest, the match was not great in my opinion. Couple bright spots, but it's not enough time. You give a match time to burn, and sadly, this match just didn't get that time to burn. Started off with the Usos getting a new theme again. Is anyone shocked at this rate? They can't decide between it's just us Us, it's just me Us. They've changed back to the green Trons. Yeah, they just keep changing it. And then we had some bright spots in the match. I'll start with that. Speed, as we all know, crazy athletic. Really athletic. I love some of the spots. The backflip into the lariat by LA Knight was nice. The head scissors on Jimmy, there was some nice things. The beginning of the end was the reverse of the BFT by Speed, which pushed LA Knight into Logan. And then Theory is like shouting at him to bump him, like hit the ropes. And then by the time Speed actually agrees to hit the ropes, he gets pushed into Theory. Theory BFT. Theory eats the pin. Like a 7-minute match, so didn't really get much time to cook. To be honest, that's very little for a WrestleMania opener, but and we had to deal with a lot of adverts during the show, which is another down part. Then after the match, LA Knight, or not LA Knight, Speed and Logan start bickering, and Logan's pissed. Logan goes to put LA or Speed through the table. Then the Usos and LA Knight make the save. Speed goes to the top rope. Doesn't stand on the rope, stands on like the ring post, which I thought like surely he'll get no bounce off that, but I was wrong. He got some crazy hops. It was okay. It was a nice spot, but sadly 2 spots can't make up for a whole match. We got the yeet thing where they just kept tagging each other in. I think it happened twice, if I can remember correctly. So realistically, there's nothing great you can say. It's nothing bad. Well, other than the time, like there was no like botches or anything. There was nothing like, oh my god, this is horrid. But just wasn't a great match because you can't have a great match with 7 minutes. Let's get on to the next match. Next, we had the Drew versus Jacob, the so-called unsanctioned match. I felt like this match was fun. It was enjoyable. I do feel like it was slightly rushed. Felt like there was at least 20 minutes of action in there, rushed into about 14 minutes. Feels like if the spots were dragged out a bit more, like it wasn't all rushed, it could have been really cool, but I guess you got to work within the parameters you've been given. So just really, that's nitpicking at its best, to be honest. This was the second best match of the night, in my opinion. And we'll find out what I thought was the best match of the night in the later on in the video. So Jacob's entrance, really cool. The Siva Afe. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you just can let me know. The fire knife, just really cool. Drew comes out second. His entrance as well was really cool. Gear reminded me of his what was it? Come to me, come to me. His gear against Priest at Clash of the Castle, I think it was. The red and black gear. I think it was his default gear in a WWE 2K game. I can't remember which one. Maybe last year's game. Before Drew can get in the ring, he gets hit with a suicide dive. Great. Get it started early. Get the action going. Fatu gets out all the weapons, brings out the toolbox, reference to Bad Blood. McIntyre kind of has like a reaction to the toolbox, obviously referencing Bad Blood against Punk. Then Drew gets his phone out from his brother, records a video. I haven't seen the video, it's probably quite funny. I should probably give that a look. Then we've got the pop up Samoan. These are just roughly notes I've got. The pop up Samoan, honestly, it's one of my favorite moves. I can't lie. It's just like delivers every time. It's nice to look. It's nice to see. Just it's fast, impactful. It's got everything. Then we had Drew does a suicide dive. Crazy. Drew's like 6'5", pulling off suicide dives over the top rope, like a cannonball type one. We get the use of the wrench. Oh yeah, Drew also kicks out of the moonsault. Fatu takes the bump in the chairs. Drew takes the ref's belt, then Fatu gets a hold of it, whips him. Fatu kicks out of the Claymore, where the Claymore was kind of supposed to hit the toolbox at the same time, sort of thing. Fatu gets pushed into a table on the outside from the top rope. That was really cool. I love that. Where I think it was the top right corner where Drew was, and or Fatu was sat on, and then Drew just pushes him straight into the table that was set up earlier in the match. Lovely, really nice spot. Loved it. Then we have the moonsault through the table, which is like less than a minute after Jacob gets put through a table. Drew gets put through one. Good match though. I'm nitpicking. I feel like it was the right winner. Fatu. The win was always going to benefit Fatu more than Drew needed it. Drew is a guy now. He's reached the level of like he's so high up the card, regardless regardless if he loses a couple matches in a row, loses a big feud. I know he's lost a couple big feuds in a row now, but he's a top guy regardless. Like it's not like Drew's ever going to fall into the mid card again. While I feel like Fatu can, Fatu's not like a mainstay main eventer right now where Drew is. Drew, even if he even if Drew is in the like mid card title picture, he's still a top guy. He's just excellent to be honest. Drew's character work and everything's been so good for a while now. But I would like to see Drew get another chance at the title because his last chance he didn't really get one. He was just like showing up at the show every week and getting told to leave, and it was just the whole Cody thing. We're all past that now, but I think Drew's earned the chance to get an opportunity to run with the title again. Fatu's another guy who could use a title, but really enjoyable match. I would have had this open the show. Like I feel like you have this match open the show gets off to a way quicker start, way more, way more pullover. But that's one thing. You compare the opener of night one to the opener of night two, and it's just not even close. Unless obviously they somehow decide to give that Oba match a minute or less. Um, yeah, I like that match. Second best match of the night, as I said, and we'll get on to the next match. Next, we had the women's tag match. Honestly, thought it was a decent match. Sadly, again, not enough time, like 8 minutes or so. You know, great moments in the match, so let's get into it. Alexa and Charlotte had like the dark and bright butterfly thing going on. Like, Alexa's gear was so nice, honestly. I think it was the nicest gear of the night. Alexa's like darkish butterfly. I thought it was really cool. Um Next came out Bailey and Lyra. Crowd pops really loud for the woes. Honestly, I really like this pairing. I think they would have won this match had Nikki not got injured. I think Paige returning was the thing that had the match change result. I think Bailey and Lyra were probably going to be. They made most sense to win in the original four teams, in my opinion, but you know, cool for Paige to get her moment. Sadly, I do think this might be Bailey's last WrestleMania. We all know her contract's up this year, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember hearing if she's re signed. I don't think she has yet. I think she could be on her way out, which is sad, but I'll be happy to see her in AEW, hopefully, or wherever else she goes. Takes a break, whatever she does. Bailey's one of a kind, great wrestler, so sad she didn't get her moment, but at least she got on the card unlike last year. Last year she got it kind of just ripped away from her at the last moment. The Nia Lash come out. The gear is really nice. I can't lie. I really like the Axe and Smash tribute gear. And Joe, I kind of want to give credit to Nia. Nia is someone who, as much as I don't like her selling, she is the perfect heel to pair with an up and comer. Like a Tiffany, like a Lash. Lash is getting really over, I think. I rate Lash really highly. I think a lot of that is due to Nia's help. Nia is someone you can pair anyone with. They'll learn, they'll improve. Gets them an easy spot in the card. Nia's one of one heel in WWE. There's no other like beast, like destroyer woman in the women's roster, really. Piper Niven might have been that, and Lash is going to be that. Piper Niven really only got one like singles push though, was Clash of the Castle. So, but Nia is a one of one in my opinion on the roster, and they are developing a new, more athletic Nia in Lash with, and whenever that partnership ends, Nia and Lash is going to be so over as a face whenever that ends. Then we've also, I just wanted to say that I think Nia is doing wonders for the NXT talent. Obviously, they had like a feud thing in NXT, and then they were just a pairing, and they're a better pairing than that feud would have ever done for them. So, then we had the Bellas come out with the mic. So, as we all knew, not everyone knew, but sadly, if you had Twitter, you probably knew that Paige had re-signed a new deal, and apparently was going to replace Nikki in the match due to the injury. So Paige returns, great moment. The pop is insane. Nikki says, "I had to call an old friend." We get the line from Paige, or get the pop. Paige's theme song plays. It's an absolute banger. And obviously, thank God she didn't get Death Rebel. Just keep that theme. Don't let anyone tweak it. Not even a bit. It's a great theme. Doesn't need changing. And then it's her first time back in WWE since 2018. Obviously, she had the AEW run. You know, I think Paige is great. And the crazy thing is, she's got so much to offer. She's only 33 still. She's only 33. Obviously, the whole match, they milk the Paige tag, and then as when Paige gets in, she reverses the Nightwing on Lyra, and then we get the Paige Charlotte face off, which is a callback to Team PCB when the women's evolution or revolution, not evolution, revolution was starting. Pretty cool moment. And then we have Alexa get hit with the Rampage, and we've got new tag team champions, Paige and Brie. Obviously, Brie gets her moment, but it kind of feels wrong, you know. Brie's first time as tag team champion isn't with Nikki Bella. It just feels wrong. The match only gets 8 minutes, which I don't get. Another thing I don't like, which is I don't like the four-way tag-in system. I think it's terrible. I don't get why you just don't do a tornado tag. I guess they wanted maybe the benefit of the is Paige gonna tag in type thing, but yeah, I don't know. Not a fan of that. I'm not even a fan of it in triple threat tag matches. They do it all the time. I know. I'm just not a fan of that format of a tag match, a multi tag match. Um, yeah, honestly, they did the best they could within 8 minutes. I think. Um, a match like that needs longer. Simple as you can't have matches that short. It's just not smart, to be honest. I don't get why you would have a match that short on Mania, but you know, sometimes they throw you spanners in the works and they give you 25 minutes of Hulk Hogan's documentary instead of more of the match. So, you know, nothing we can really do. Um, Happy to see Paige back, as I said. Great moment. And yeah, new tag team champions. Wonder where this goes. Most likely Bella's heel turn on Paige again. Something like that. So let's get into the next match. So we get to the Becky Lynch AJ Lee match. And to be honest, this is where I started to get a bit fed up. This is this was bullshit, to be honest. Another women's match getting 8 minutes. To be honest, Becky's entrance song is cool. The guy singing or performing it was just lip singing the whole time. And then AJ Lee had an entrance with I think it was their nieces and stuff, and they skipped to the ring. Cool moment for them. We see that Jessica Carr is the ref, so obviously there's going to be some shenanigans. Then this is my gripe with the right. Every interview AJ Lee does, she's asked, "How does it feel to be in an era where the women matches aren't short anymore? You get longer time. You actually get to wrestle." And then at WrestleMania, she gets an 8 minute match. The other women's match was 8 minutes, and the women's world championship match was 6 minutes. And then you've got 25 minutes of Hulk Hogan's documentary on the show, which is just complete bullshit, to be honest. I the match. What do they expect them to do in 8 minutes? You get the turnbuckle spot, which happens twice in the match. Becky, the second time the turnbuckle hits, she hits the manhandle slam into a 1, 2, 3. We get the false finish during the match where AJ Lee hits a manhandle slam. It's just all rushed because you don't get any time to do anything. It's just this is the worst it's ever been for advertisements for me. I haven't checked last year's WrestleMania, but I don't remember night one being this short on wrestling. You had an hour and 15 minutes of wrestling in a 4 hour show. It's just a load of absolute bullshit, and honestly, I just wasn't a fan. Then in the post show, you have AJ Lee say, you know, it hurt her the first time to leave and not be able to say goodbye. This isn't goodbye, this is see you soon. So that probably means when the fuck are we going to see her again? Probably not for ages. Because why would you stay in them scenarios where you're getting 8 minutes to work a WrestleMania match? You know, and good. I'm not angry that AJ Lee lost. Let me clarify. I think Becky should have won because Becky's going to be here more often. But I think Becky's going to drop the title to someone from NXT, a call up probably, possibly on Raw, as early as this week coming. But yeah, to be honest, that match just put it to bed for me. Like You give them 8 minutes. What are they supposed to do? Happy for Becky. She's the new champion again. 3-time Intercontinental Champion. Just bullshit, to be honest. So, the next match was Seth Rollins versus Gunther. And to be honest, this was the best match of the night by far. Not even close. So, so good. I really enjoyed it. Gunther's hard hitting style just. Gunther isn't for everybody. Not everybody likes Gunther. But in my opinion, I just love a Gunther match. I just love the hard hitting style. He feels like a guy who could work in any era, in my opinion. Like, just the wrestling ability itself, like the hard hitting style. I just love everything. Everything feels so silk, so like Gunther feels like a perfectionist in the ring, and Seth is very much the same. So I think we all knew this was the match that didn't need any build really. They could have just announced this match on the day, and we all knew it was going to be a banger. Um, and it's very rare for a match on a pay per view to end in a like a tainted win with Braun getting involved, but the match was that good. I didn't care anymore that Braun got involved. Like, it didn't hurt it. The couple spots through the match, the double the power bomb onto the ring apron and then onto the table. We had the roll up or not roll up. What's it called? You know what I mean, the sort of roll up type thing where he flips up into the sleeper. That was incredible. I love that spot. Then we had the the Falcon Arrow sort of thing after that, which was also great from Seth. It was just a great sequence. That was my favorite match of the night by far, and it could even possibly be the match of Mania, even in night two. Still got to see what night two looks like, but that was my favorite match of the night. And Braun getting involved, we all knew it was going to happen. It was just an event. It was inevitable. Like, we all had the feeling it was going to happen. And good to see Braun back. And can't wait to see where this feud goes. Obviously, they wanted to leave Braun out. He was cleared a couple of weeks ago, but they didn't want to rush Braun Seth. They want a longer build for Braun Seth. So I feel like we're definitely getting Braun versus Seth at Mania. So it's going to be enjoyable. Seth Rollins, I feel like loads of people on the end of Seth or Braun, they either love him or hate him. There's no neutrality with either. Is that even a word? We'll just go with it. There's no like neutral thoughts on either of them. It's either you love him or you hate him, and they split opinion. But I don't think anyone came out of that match not thinking it was the best match of the night. And if you didn't think it was the best match of the night, let me know what you thought was. Then we had Liv versus Vaquer. Whew. Man, absolute. You know what? Given the match like that, 6 minutes. I get maybe because of concussion protocol with Liv, like Liv had a pretty bad bump, but I don't think that's a reason either. Like, you can't give a match of that quality 6 minutes if you're going to clear to wrestle anyway and take bumps. Liv has her entrance obviously for a new song, Trouble Trouble, and again, 6 minutes is absolute BS on a WrestleMania world title match. 6 minutes is so silly. It's just not even right, to be honest. Hulk Hogan, again, I'm sorry to say it again. 25 minutes Hulk Hogan had on TV. She got the women's world title match got 6. The women's tag match got 8. And Becky AJ Lee got 8. That is just disgusting. Disgusting work. Vicaire, the point gets brought up by, I think it was Michael Cole or Wade Barrett. I can't remember which one said it. It was one of them, obviously, because they're the only two commentating. But Vaquero hasn't been pinned or submitted on the main roster, only to lose in 6 minutes. I feel for Vaquero as well because this reign hasn't been memorable, and it's not because of Stephanie Vaquer. It's because who she faced other than Raquel 18 times. We've seen Raquel versus Vaquer 18 times. It's just so. I'm just happy that chapter's over, to be honest, and hopefully Vaquer can get a fresh start with something else other than Liv feud. Obviously, Liv winning the title opens up new angles. You've got a chance for a Roxanne feud down the line or Raquel feud, which is nice. Um, what else did I want to bring up? I'm happy for Liv, obviously, but should have got more time on a Mania match of that caliber. Two workers who are that good as well. Liv gets the win with the help of the Judgment Day, obviously, and as I was saying, you've got the angle where you can go either Raquel or Roxanne in the future, and I really like that idea. Both are interesting because we never really got the answer of Roxanne if she's aligned with the Judgment Day. I know she helped Liv, but while her and Liv were talking, obviously the infamous headbutt happened at that stage. But you know, great, great, great for Liv. Not so great, giving them 6 minutes. So disappointed in the end with that. Happy Liv won. 6 minutes is just a complete joke again. Now we're on to the main event. So Cody versus Randy. As I said earlier in the video, Alexa had the best gear. I think Cody's gear was also up there. Really like the black, white, and gold, but Cody definitely had the best entrance by far. The match starts with Pat attacking Cody. Just get the guy off my screen. Then Jelly Roll basically attempts to murder Pat McAfee. And then the crowd start chanting, "You deserve it," which is kind of funny. Uh, then we have Randy was selling his back the whole match. And I'm just going to skip straight to the ending, really. Randy RKO's Charles Robinson, Cody Lowbros, Randy. Cody tries the Cody Cutter into an RKO. That was cool. I like that spot. McAfee comes back out. Doesn't fast count for some reason. Probably selling the neck injury. But you know, even with the neck injury, you can go 1, 2, 3. If somehow you can go 1, 2, like it's just a way smaller range of motion. I don't know, but apparently it came out that they initially intended to give Randy the belt and then changed their mind. So you never know. But anyway, straight into the crossroads. Pat McAfee comes out, slow counts, and then for some reason when Randy straight into a crossroads after Randy RKO's McAfee and then we get the 1, 2, 3 instantly. For some reason, Randy, you know, the Viper, the Apex Predator, the guy who apparently takes advantage all the time, decides to take advantage after the match instead of during, which doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't know. He should be the guy who just takes advantage instantly, like no matter what. That's like his character. It always has been. The Viper, you know, he always strikes, but didn't make sense to me honestly. They just didn't like. I'm guessing they just didn't want to pull the trigger essentially and let Randy have his run, but that's just a cop out in my opinion. If Randy's not injured, you give him the title, which I don't think he is injured because he had a 22-minute match, which you know, I'm not angry Cody won. By the way, I'm not angry Cody won. I just feel like Randy makes sense to win at Mania. I don't think it makes sense now if you're going to continue on this feud, which they clearly are. It doesn't make sense for Randy to win the title at Backlash or whatever. But I would say, show wise, all the ads kind of ruined it live. When I watched it back, it was a little bit better. But the whole show, so many ads, obviously like an hour and a half of wrestling and 2 hours and 30 minutes of ads is just ridiculous. 1 hour and 30 minutes, I think it was 1 hour and 20 actually, of wrestling on a show that's 4 hours long. It's just insane. Um, I would give the show like a 4.5 out of 10 for night one. That's simple. 4.5, I think it's fair. I don't think it's Page returning good. Seth Gunther, or they were the best two things of the show, and nothing else was that like to write home about and interesting. Night two will be better, 100%. I definitely think night two will be better. And let me know your thoughts on the show. If you have any thoughts on how everything transpired, let me know. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.